Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 of movies that you can watch right now on Amazon Prime US for July 2017. So let's get started with number 10, which is Ex Machina. A young programmer is selected to take part in a groundbreaking experiment in synthetic intelligence by evaluating the qualities of a very human-like AI. A very compelling science fiction movie by Alex Garland. This thing has grown in estimation since I first saw this in 2015. I think it is a tremendous movie. It's a fairly simple premise. You take three people, you put them in a building and you have them all trying to outsmart each other. You're trying to figure out who's playing who's the smartest person in the room, who is holding all the cards. And it is a very, very watchable thriller with kind of crazy dance number right in the middle of it, but this is a terrific watch. Number 9 is The Art of the Steal. Cringe Calhoun, a semi-retired art thief, agrees to come back for one last job. It's the old one last job, everything doesn't quite go as planned, things kind of go haywire, and a career is put at risk because of this crazy job that was almost too good to be true. The movie gets by on its cast. Its cast are very likeable, with Kurt Russell as the lead role. It is immensely watchable and it has that heist factor, the con factor. You're never quite sure what's going on, who's playing who, and that's the kind of fun element to be had in this movie. Number 8 on my list is Anthropod, based on the true World War II mission to assassinate a high-up general within the Third Reich. A deeply engrossing story that relies almost everything on the two characters that we meet right at the start, played by Cillian Murphy and Jamie Dornan. It is very realistic and it builds up the tension into this storyline that had me kind of guessing as to where it was going to go. You have the mission that they're going to, and you feel that that's going to be the end of the movie, but it appears midway through, and from then on this becomes an exercise in suspense and terror, and it just builds up those as the movie goes on until you just don't know where it's going to go. And it's such an exciting, thrilling but very realistic tale of a true story that I didn't know actually happened. Number 7 is The Truman Show. An insurance salesman discovers that his actual life is just one big TV show. This is an astonishing and thought-provoking film, but it's wrapped up by pretending to be a Jim Carrey comedy when it has so much more to say about other things rather than just making you laugh. It makes a big point about how society deal with media, how media manipulates society, and it's wrapped up with these terrific jokes and this terrific performance by Jim Carrey, who is marvellous in this movie. Number 6 on my list is Black Rain. Two New York City cops arrest a Yakuza member and must transport him to Japan when he is extradited. It's a fish out of water cop movie, but it stars Michael Douglas and it is shot by Ridley Scott. So you have this fantastically looking movie mixed with this really gritty cop drama all the way through it as well. Douglas has never been better. He's terrific as this kind of rogue cop who is put in a land where he doesn't know the customs and has to deal with it. And Ridley Scott makes it look fantastic as well. It's a terrific 80s thriller. Number 5 on my list is Daddy's Home. Brad is trying to get his stepkids to love him as much as he loves them when the original father comes back onto the scene, who is Dusty, played by Mark Wahlberg. Brad is Will Ferrell, and it kind of is a typical Will Ferrell movie. There is some jokes that will hit, there is some that are going to miss the mark, but they have a really great relationship between Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and I mean that as in their acting style. They work together so well. They just complement each other. They make it a fun watch, an easy watch, and it's something when you're not wanting to think, you just want to sit back, relax, throw on Daddy's Home, and you can get some laughs and enjoy yourself. Number 4 is The Matrix. A computer hacker learns from a mysterious rebels about his true nature of reality and his role against his captors. Everyone's seen The Matrix, I'm sure of it. You've got to have at least have some knowledge of it. You've seen the sort of homages, you've seen the bullet time photography in other movies. But when's the last time you went back and you watched The Matrix? You realise how it's influenced so much by the Eastern philosophies and Eastern movies and manga, comics and things like that. But it is a terrifically well put together movie. It takes all the best parts from these various things, puts them together in one terrific story, the kind of thing we had never seen before. And it is terrific. It's from the moment it starts to the moment it ends, it never lets up, it marvels, it astonishes, it wows. It is terrific. And it's quite rightly should be regarded as a classic and something that you watch every now and again just to get that fix. Number 3 on my list is Patterson, a quiet observation of the triumphs and defeats of everyday life. Jim Jarmusch's tremendous movie about a man called Patterson, who works in Patterson, who just lives his life. Nothing extraordinary happens to this man. He works in a routine, he has his wife who has her quirks, and he pretty much goes through the motions each and every day. And it's about the fact that he finds the natural poetry within life. How you don't have to look too far to find something that just wows you, that just makes you see how wondrous everything is. I think there's a terrific performance by Adam Driver as Patterson, and I think it's a movie where nothing really happens, but it keeps you in the edge of the seat by feeling as if something is going to happen, and in the end of it, you're satisfied with what you've seen. It's a terrific movie. Number 2 on my list is Star Trek Beyond. The Enterprise crew explores the further reaches of the galaxy when they stumble across an enemy who makes them question everything about themselves and the Federation. Very much more like an episode of the old TV show, but done in a grander scale with the super special effects that we get nowadays. It has this really neat idea of splitting up the main crew into pairs who don't really work well together. So when you actually spend some time with them, you see the dichotomy and how they're kind of rubbing against each other, and it evolves the characters more and more. You have a really interesting baddie in this movie played by Idris Elba, a guy I always love to see on screen, and you just have a high energy, really entertaining Star Trek movie that I just thought was terrific when I wasn't expecting it to be. Number 1 on my list is The Girl with All the Gifts. A scientist and a teacher living in a dystopian future embark on a journey of survival with a very young girl named Melanie. When this came out, it kind of faded into obscurity. A couple of people saw it, but there wasn't enough people banging the drum about how fantastic this movie was. Again, it kind of falls into the zombie genre, and we've seen lots of those movies in recent years, but this does something so different with it, which I won't spoil for you here. It's got a fantastic cast. The person who plays Melanie, the young girl, is absolutely outstanding, and she kind of acts off all these other terrific actors on stage. You've got Paddy Constantine, you've got Gemma Arterton, you've got Glenn Close, and they all do fantastically well in this constrained yet really interesting story that sort of breaks most of the conventions of things that you've seen in zombie movies before. If you like your kind of horror a little bit smarter, a little bit more thought out and done a little bit better than the average kind of cash-in direct-to-video zombie movie, this is the thing that you're going to just love. I highly suggest checking this out. It's my number 1 this month for a reason, because it's terrific. Please check it out and let me know what you thought of it. So that's what I've picked for the 10 movies for July 2017. Is there anything I've missed out? Is there something that I should have had on my list? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.